Happy Tuesday, everybody! We're here for an author talk short. Greg did some of mine yesterday, and today you guys have me. I'm back, yes, for an author talk short. We are talking with the 12 Days of Page Turners authors, and today we have Pauline Jones, who's joining us. So, Pauline, hi, welcome to Author Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about what genre you write in, and what was that pivotal moment for you where you decided to be an author?
Well, I write in several genres because I apparently don't like things to be easy.
I love that. You like to challenge yourself and be like, whoa, what can I do over here? I love it. Okay.
Yeah, I started out writing mystery and suspense because that's what I mostly read myself. And then I sort of stumbled into sci-fi by accident. It was
nice.
unintended. I didn't really even know I'd written a sci-fi until people says, "Oh, you wrote a sci-fi." I just thought it was an action adventure suspense book, just like my others. But my pivotal moment, this is kind of weird, but I was watching the very first Gulf War, and I got an idea for a book. And I just sat down and started writing, and it just came. I had tried writing other things, and they just would never gel. And I'd written some short stories, but I finished it in 2 months.
Wow.
I know that back then it was a typewriter and my fingertips were sore from typing.
Oh, I can imagine. I love how typewriters sound though. I love the sound that they make. Like I know you probably, but I wish I could type on a typewriter. Like, I don't know. It's just the sound. I feel like for me, it would be therapeutic. So that is the coolest thing. You wrote that book in 2 months on a typewriter with sore fingers. I love it. Okay. I love that.
And yeah, that was my first novel, and it was published in 1998 as an ebook when ebooks weren't cool at all. And
look at you, ahead of the time.
I
love it.
It was interesting. I spent more time explaining, how to read it than I did actually explaining about the book. But it was fun. It launched me, and I've been kind of an off-roader ever since, even though I've had traditional publishers a few times, but I didn't like it.
Right? I mean, I get that. I think there's pros and cons to it, right? Because you have some that are like, I want an agent, I want traditional, I want all of this. And you have some that are like, no, I like control, I want to be creative, I want to go this route, So I love that you've gone both routes, I think that's cool. And you write different genres to challenge yourself. So how long have you been writing? Have you been writing since 98 or?
Well, I started writing, in 1985-ish, around there when my son was born. I started trying to write children's fiction, and as my kids grew up, I just started writing older, but I tried to sell to magazines because back then, there wasn't the options, and so I would try different things, and I call it a graduate course in writing that never ends, because every time you get close to graduating, selling a story, the editors change. And so you would be starting from scratch again, cultivating. And when I wrote Picking Apart, my very first book, I actually got an agent.
Wow. Okay. With your first book?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
She had a hard time with it because it was quirky and different, and it was called Picking Apart. And people would sometimes call it the Pig in a Poke book.
Yeah.
It was kind of a comedy suspense, and again, publishing at that time, it was so wonky. It was like, well, suspense is dead on arrival. We're doing this now, and I'm just really stubborn. I just thought, I like this book, and I'm not giving up on it. And I kept writing other books, and I tried to write to market. And every time I would, I'd kind of veer off road and find myself in the weeds going, oh, this is a bumpy ride.
I love that. Never write to market. Always write what you love to read and what you enjoy, right? So I love that you would just venture off. You're just like, oh, whatever, we're gonna venture off. I love it. So how many books do you have completed and written and published?
Oh, I have over 40.
Nice.
I try to count them sometimes, but it's challenging. I have a series set in New Orleans where we lived for 18 years, and I really have fun with that one. That's kind of my frolic play. I'm getting ready to release a new book in that series. But I grew up in Wyoming, so New Orleans was a foreign country for me.
Okay.
And so I write kind of from that. When I write this series, it's sort of like enjoying again the things that just startled me and amazed me coming. I mean, Wyoming and New Orleans are probably the most opposite you can get outside the North and South.
I was gonna say, those are, that's like going from like the shallow to just like the deep end, it's very opposite, very opposite. So is it in a sense kind of like reminiscing when you lived there and all the things that just caught your eye and were so fascinating and like a shock value a little bit to you? I'm sure.
It's such a quirky place and unexpected all the time. I mean, I would just sit there. I actually wrote a column for my hometown paper about New Orleans when I first moved, because I needed a way to express how different it was to me to be there. And I mean, Wyoming is dry, New Orleans is humid, Wyoming is high, New Orleans is low.
Yes.
I mean, we lived below sea level, and I couldn't even cook there because I learned to cook at 4,000 feet above sea level.
I mean, you went through some challenges. You must just like to challenge every aspect of your life.
Every aspect, and nowhere near the sea. So seafood, I learned to love it. But my very first party we went to, it was a crawfish boil. And this little 2-year-old was sitting across the table sucking the crawfish head.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Isn't it down there? They're called like mud bugs. Is that what they're called in Louisiana?
Yeah,
right?
Crawdads. And I mean, they're delicious. Now I like them, but I still don't like my food watching me while I eat it.
I 100% agree with you. My parents are from Louisiana, right? So they're like, oh, mud bugs. I didn't have that exposure to crawfish boils or anything until I moved to Houston. It was huge over there. And I'm just like, what is this? Like, we all just gather around this giant pot, and just watch.
And the little carcasses pile up.
You're just like, what? Like, you need like this giant drums, but it's like this like paddle, and they sell like the set. And it was an adventure, and now it's just like, oh yeah, you're going to a crawfish boil, have fun, all those things. So I love that, and I love that you've been writing for so long. It's almost like writing was just like instilled in you from like when you were born. And I love to meet authors like that, because it's just like, they don't, and not that you don't know anything else, but it's just like, I have to write. Like, I want to write. My life is a story. I want to use all these things, and that's so refreshing. So you've opted to join me in the 12 Turners, and I'm crazy enough with myself. So I'm so excited that you chose to join us. And so you're going to be featured on December 5th. And I know that you're going to be doing a promotion that we're going to talk about on the 12 days. So I want to give some teasers. So are you going to be promoting, is there a promotion that's going to run on all 40 plus of your books, or is it going to be on a set series? Give us a little bit of what insight on before December.
It's going to be on the New Orleans series. It's called The Big Uneasy, because it's an uneasy. It's a murder series. So people die.
I love that. That's up my alley. So I'm very much mystery, suspense, horror is my genre. I like to be scared, and the more relatable of how things could really happen and psychological things that go on, the happier Amy is. Like, I'm telling you, like, you don't want to be in my mind, because it's a scary place, I'm sure. But I am excited for December 5th. I cannot wait to get you talking more about that series and the promotion that you're going to be offering for the holidays. So how many more books do you have coming out this year?
this year, my last release will be the 18th of November. I released 3 books in the Big and Easy series this year. So
nice.
I will, in the series, the family, there's 13 siblings in this family, which was the other reason why my agent had trouble with me having that many kids. But so there will end up being 14 books before the series is finished, because one of the books is about the dad of the 13 kids.
Oh, okay. So, I like it. And 13 is such a superstitious number anyways. So when you said 13, I was like, oh, this is suspenseful. Like, okay. I love that.
And his name is Baker, and it's a baker's dozen. So anyway.
Oh my gosh, I love that. You have a quirky personality and I'm here for it. Like we get along. We're now besties. I hope we're besties. Okay? I'm coming over for Thanksgiving.
All right. I even lived in Houston for a while, so.
Oh wow, really? What part of Houston did you live in?
We lived up in the Cypress Spring, up near Spring.
Oh, okay.
1960.
Okay. I lived down in the Clear Lake, Webster Lake City area.
Yeah.
My husband went back to school, went to UH, and now I'm up here in Bryan College Station.
Oh.
So yeah. So most people know it. I'm up here in Aggieville. I am in Texas A&M University. That's where I'm at. And the crazy thing is I'm not an Aggie fan. So I'm in dangerous waters up here. Okay.
You're swimming with the sharks.
I am, man. I'm telling you, I am. But Pauline, I would love to know how many more books. But I mean, I know you have this series, and you said there's 14 total. Are you gonna deviate and try out another genre, or do you think you're just gonna complete this 14 and take a break, or what's next for you?
Well, right now I'm working on my sci-fi part.
Nice. Okay.
So I've got some cyborgs that I'm working on.
Yes.
And I actually have a Kickstarter running right now about them, my Cyborg Chronicles. But it's a spin-off of my main sci-fi series, the Project Enterprise. So I like Star Trek and Star Wars, so it's kind of that kind of sci-fi.
Okay. Okay. I love that. Like a what
high
do they call
adventure.
Those? Like a space odyssey? Is that what they're called? Like a space odyssey, space opera kind of thing?
Yeah, like space opera. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a comedy for me, I like to have I bring my sense of humor in, and I can't quite help it. So yeah, that series started with the book that I didn't realize was science fiction.
I love it. You just started writing. You're like, I don't even know what genre this is, but okay, whatever.
And then I wrote it. It was going to be a one-off, and then people were like, oh, we want more. So I just kept writing, and it again went off-road. It's not quite. And my cyborgs aren't quite like anybody else's cyborgs.
I love that. So are you more of a plotter or a pantser? Because it sounds like you're more of a pantser. You just write.
I'm a pantser. I have no idea what's going to happen when I start a book.
I think that also brings excitement to the writer, because then it's just like, well, let's see how creative I can get and blend it all together. Right. So I love that. I love that 100%. Well, you guys, if you want to hear about Pauline's promotion that she's doing on her New Orleans series, tune in to the 12 Days of Page Runners on December 5th at 7 p.m. Central. Pauline's going to be on. She's going to be talking about it. We'll have the link, everything that you're going to need to take advantage of this promotion for sure. It will be running the full amount from the 5th through the 12th. She's going to come back on the 12th to talk about it. But you guys, until next time, Pauline, thank you so much for joining me and taking time out of your day. This has been a fantastic conversation. So thank you so much. I'm so excited for the 5th, for the 12 days. But you guys, we'll catch you all for another Author Talk Short soon. Bye, everybody.